Hello, Samadhi. It's very nice to see you. I can't believe how many people from Samadhi I've seen walking outside. It's lovely, and I miss you all very much. Let's do a little gentle yoga practice. Stay in your strength. Maybe let's center in a place that you're comfortable. If you want to sit, if you want to stand, if you want to lay on your back, nobody sees you right now except you. Just take a little moment to drop in. Pick your shoulders up all the way up to the ears. Exhale, let them down. Take an inhale to pick them up again. All crunched up by the shoulders. Exhale and they fall back down. Maybe even further than before. Maybe that next inhale is through the nose. Exhale through the mouth and just let go. Little bend comes into the knees if you're standing. Little ease comes into the shoulders, regardless. Big inhale fills the belly, fans out the ribs. Shoulders float. Exhale, everything falls. Wherever you are, take 3 feeling breaths. Close your eyes, let them blink gently open. And then let's just shake it out a little bit. Maybe the feet want to shake out, the end of the ankles there. Maybe the wrists want to let go so that the fingertips can shake. Maybe the shoulders want to get into it so that they can shake the arms out. Arms hang like ribbons. And then start to feel your feet on the floor, where they connect, how much good traction you have there. Maybe pick up the toes, roll on the heels. Maybe feel the heels come up behind you, and then maybe the hips can relax a little so that you can sway a little into the shoulders. Feel the inside edge and the outside edge of the feet. And then maybe you can let the movement be symmetrical or asymmetrical. The shoulders roll forward, the shoulders roll back. Feet maybe a little wider than hip width, maybe shoulder width or even wider than that. You might get a nice sway by closing your eyes. And if that makes you feel a little destabilized, bend a little further into the knees so you can feel your grounding. Let the arms be relaxed, let the shoulders melt. Let go of any need for anything to look a certain way. When you do yoga on YouTube, nobody knows how long you held that plank. All my laundry is done, and yet I still don't have time to hold plank for 2 minutes. And then let's gradually start to let the swaying go. And let's start to come up from the floor. So let the feet feel rooted in the ground. Maybe pick up the toes just to feel a little energy in the bottoms of the feet across the arch. Weight comes forward a little bit, comes back a little bit, just floating. And then a little bend in the knees to unlock the back. Roll out the hips a little bit just so that you're feeling like the hips are neutral and level. Shoulders come up, back, and down. Bring a little energy into the fingertips. See if you can, as if you were touching the floor, you're getting a little energy going into those fingers. And then imagine a hot air balloon. And that hot air balloon is getting ready to take off, but it's being tied down for now by your fingertips. Your fingertips are the ropes that hold that hot air balloon to the ground. And the hot air part is the belly. And as you breathe in, you can feel all that warm air lifting you, giving you buoyancy. Big inhale, belly gets big. Exhale, little movement of the belly button back towards the spine. And then see if you can feel a little energy in the fingertips as they point towards the floor. And you're just going to let that, let's say the left ear is going to just drift a little bit towards the left shoulder. And maybe you can feel a little energy along the place between the right neck and the right shoulder. Take a big inhale, neck comes back to neutral slowly. This is not a big move. And then if you exhale back with the right ear going a little bit to the right shoulder, still feel that energy in the fingertips. Maybe a little ease from the left ear to the left shoulder. Take a big inhale to bring the head back up, neutral. Then we're just going to let that breathing, it's going to look a little bit like a standing cat and dog, but let's see if we can bring the breathing into that movement. So exhale, shoulders roll forward, belly button goes towards spine, spine's long. Inhale, shoulders come around and up, around and back, letting go of any tension in the arms, but there's going to be that little cat and dog movement with the breath. So the inhale sends the shoulders back, and that's because the lungs are expanding. Exhale, shoulders come forward, belly button goes back. You could bring a little attention to the thumbs. Maybe the thumbs go back with that big breath, but they're spreading not because the arms are doing anything. And exhale, the thumbs come forward. They're doing that movement just because that's how much the lungs are expanding to fill the whole chest cavity. Diaphragm pushes the organs away to take in more breath. Go as fast or as slow as you like. Maybe that breath is coming really fast today, and maybe it's coming really slowly. That miracle of breath, all that pink tissue, effervescing. And then let's go ahead and bring a little side stretch in. We've had that cat and dog, and let's go ahead and maybe you want to bring the feet in a little bit, or maybe you want to bring them out wider, but maybe like a little different position for them would give the knees a little break. So go ahead and bend into the knees a little. We're not coming into a squat, we're just coming into a little bend so that the back can rest easy. And let's take the left hand, bring it up, inhale it up, lift fingertips up, feel the stretch along the ribs. Exhale, let's let it back down. Let's bring the other side in. See if you can feel that expansion along the right side ribs without losing the expansion on the left. It's like a bendy straw. You don't want to compress one side and leave the other side open. It will impact your milkshake delivery. So inhale the fingertips way up. Maybe exhale, give a little drape over. Next inhale is going to bring you up. Exhale, floating down. Let's do another inhale and see if on a big stretch, if you get the fingertips high, exhale a little drape, but you've still got some space between the left ribs. Inhale floats you back up. Exhale floats you back down. And then let's do a little empty coat sleep here. Now, sometimes it's nice to pick up the opposite heel to give you a little space to swing. But you might find that you're getting a better twist with a smaller swing. It's nice sometimes to let the hands tap the body, a little percussive tap. Has a self-massage value. You could pick up the opposite foot. So if your chest is going to the right, you pick up your left foot. You can pick the toe all the way up off the ground if that felt good. And then go ahead and let the swing come to its natural conclusion. And then we're going to do some standing poses and then start to make our way down. So we're going to start in a kind of a Tai Chi shifting. So go ahead and find your feet on the ground. They don't need to be, they need to be comfortable for you. And if you like to go very low, if you have a lower position that feels very comfortable for you, let's say in squat, you still want to make sure your tailbone is dropping straight down. So you're not necessarily, you're just having a little softness in the knees. It's not that low. So you let the tailbone drop straight down, and you're going to slide the weight over, let's say, the left foot, and then you're going to slide the weight over the right foot. And it's as if you're sliding a glass of water across the counter. It could be a latte as well. It's important to slide it. It could be a mimosa, like it's any beverage, but you're trying to keep the water level the same. So this means that your knees are going to have to change their orientation. So as just you slide the hips across one way to the other, you're trying to maintain your gaze level at the horizon. Now let's say you swing all the way over to the left foot. Could you from here pick up the right foot? Because that's how stable you are. And then let's slide over to the right. Could the left foot come up? And that's how thoroughly you have put the weight on one side and how thoroughly you have emptied out the weight from the other side. And that may mean you have to bend your knees a little more to drop into it. And the lower you go, that's how far you can take the feet further apart with a greater degree of bend. So that shifting there's a lot more going on than there would appear. If you want to keep picking up the foot, that's great. Or you could just feel that shift internally. If you really want to see where the edges are, you could close your eyes. Closing your eyes is a balance challenge on its best day. So hopefully from here, you can see that your feet will hold you, whether you've got your weight on one or on two. Your feet will hold you here. Your legs will hold you. They're very strong. They're stronger than you think they are. Take another couple little sways here, little shifts. And then start to bring the feet back in closer if you've had them further apart. And then let's leave the feet right below the hips. So hip width apart, meaning where the femur hits the pelvis, you're dropping the leg straight down. And then make a note of where the tailbone is. Can you drop that straight down too? And then we're gonna take that shifting, bring the shifting over the, let's say the left leg, feel the right heel get a little light. And maybe we come to the toe, maybe the knee starts to float up. And then, you know, leave it there. It doesn't have to be high, it doesn't have to be low, it could be comfortable. Let's put it down. And then that shift, just like you're sliding along the counter. There's a lot of imaginary counters in yoga, I've noticed. And then maybe you feel that lightness, maybe you don't, doesn't matter. Go ahead and put that foot down. We're gonna slide back. And then this time, just to keep your mind off of standing on one foot, why don't you go ahead and roll out the ankle, maybe give it a little shake or do something with it. Now you can barely tell that you're standing on one foot. Subtle. Go ahead and switch back. And then little roll, little circle. Might be a little noise happening in that ankle, it's all good. Go ahead and set it down. And whether you want to be on one foot for a long time or a short time, doesn't matter. All right, let's just shift a little bit here to get some of that back. Now we're gonna come back over to the left. Go ahead and pick up that knee again. And if you want to be low, be low. If you want to be high, be high. And then just to test our theory, my theory about having the hips be level, pick up the right hip. Ew. And then return it to level. And then drop the right hip. Ew. Return it to level. Let the foot down. And then let's shift a couple times. You might want to move the feet a little bit on the floor just for comfort. Well, let's come on over the right. Left heel gets light. Knee may come up, maybe not. And let's go ahead and pick up that left hip. Ooh. Return it to level. Drop the left hip. Ooh. Return it to level. And then let that foot come down and we'll shift again. So I'm not sure that's 100% scientific on my theory that leveling out the hips is good for balance, but you know, we've done this in the spirit of inquiry. All right, next time, and just for the heck of it, come on over the right foot, let the knee come up a little. Depending on how your hips are, you may find that one likes to pop up or sink down. Let it be where it's gonna be. You can take the same side hand or the opposite side hand if that's easy for you and you don't have you don't have a belly that's in the way like I do. Where can you feel good and you feel a little, if you take that hand that's maybe touching the knee, maybe not, could you push down a little and bring the knee up? And then let it down and switch. Now let's try the other side. So you can have, where do you want to touch it? How does it feel good? And then can you push down with the hands and lift up with the knee? And that's meant to show you how strong your core is here. Your core is helping you here. So go ahead and let the foot down. And you might try, if you wanted to, and you wanted to take this into, let's say, a twist, you could hold onto the knee, point your right hand towards the wall, and then go ahead and look at your right fingertips. And then go ahead and let go of the foot, or the knee, and then let it drop. And these are just little things to If they don't feel good or they don't add anything, then these are not important. So you could send the left fingertips out, maybe have a look back. How you doing back there? Ooh, hey. And then go ahead and let go of the knee. Your abs, you're keeping it up. Good job. Abs, thank you. I thought all you were good for was ice cream eating and, you know, nachos, sweet potato fries. No. The abs are meant to support you. All the big muscles of the body will support you. Go ahead and roll it out a little bit here. And then we're gonna go into maybe a more traditional name for it, yoga pose. So let's go ahead and take the weight over the left foot. We've done our shifting, so we know how strong we are on one foot. Let's say the right heel gets light, right knee comes up. Now we're gonna send the right knee back. We're gonna send the right heel back. See if you can bring a little energy into that right heel. Like you're gonna send it back and you're gonna kick in a door. So you can have your hands at your hips, you can have your hands at your side, you're kicking in that door, and then drop the toes behind you. Now, you could be in a crescent here. If a crescent warrior feels really good, take a moment to feel the ground underneath you first. Do you like that back heel up? Do you like that back heel down? If the back heel is up, point it straight towards the back of the room. Bring your hands to your hips a little bit. How are your hips? Touch your lowest ribs, the floating ribs on the side. Hands back to the hips. Feel where those floating ribs are? Now lift them up. Lift them up 1 inch off of where they were. Hands can stay down. They can sweep up from the ground. Bring that big energy in. That big inhale lifts the hands. Exhale, settle into the pose a little bit. Feels good, looks good. Drop in. Can the shoulders drop in? Take a big inhale here. Exhale, what can relax? Is the jaw tight? Can you relax between the eyes? Can you relax down the shoulders? Now we're gonna bring the back knee up again. So lean forward like you were grabbing something. And then we're gonna take that something, whatever it is, and we're gonna bring the knee up to meet it. So knee comes up, meets the thing, whatever it is, drop the knee, hang out. Now, that could have been somebody's head that you just smashed with your knee. Could have been anything, it's hard to say. All right, so roll out the hips a little bit because it costs you nothing extra to roll out the hips. And then we'll shift a little so that the next knee that comes up is gonna be your left knee. So you got some energy in the left heel. Now you're gonna send that left heel back. And it's gonna be as if you're kicking in a door behind you. Now you're kicking in the door to save somebody. This is not a home invasion. Be very clear about that. You can hang out for a minute here, change your arm position, whatever you wanna do. And then that left toe to the ground thing is gonna bring you into your crescent warrior. Drop the heel and it brings you into your warrior one, Virabhadrasana. Big energy between the fingertips. Can you rustle them a little? Like so you can feel all that magnetism. Big energy in those fingertips. Big inhale lifts the fingers. Exhale, drop in a little. Hands come forward. Now you can do one or two things here. If you like the stepping in with the knee, you can go ahead and do that. Or you can send the hands behind you and sweep the knee up. Just for the heck of it. Let it down. Little shift, little shift. Now let's send the weight over the left. You're gonna bring the knee up again. Now instead of sending the right heel back to kick in the door, we're gonna open a door and then send it back into warrior two. So now your heels line up like you're on the balance beam. Go ahead and inhale the arms up overhead. So now you've got that victory arm position that you had in warrior one, but you're gonna drop the arms on an exhale into warrior two. Go ahead and just to feel it, sass up that back hip and then level it out. Go ahead and bring sass to that front hip and then level it out, just so that you can feel the hips wide open to the long side of the mat. You're in your Parsva Virabhadrasana, your side warrior, your warrior two. Can you feel a lessening in effort in the shoulders here? Can you feel like you're holding two swords, a sword in each hand, made of pure light? Exhale, let the hands drop. Straighten out that front knee a little bit. Doesn't have to go all the way straight. It shouldn't probably go all the way straight. Inch in the back heel 1 inch. Reach out with the left fingertips. Reach back with the right fingertips. You're gonna go into a triangle, but as you go, see how far ahead of you you can get that left fingertip. Let the ear rest on the left deltoid, and then if you like, windmill in. Doesn't matter how high or how low you are here. Draw the top hip back, bottom hip goes down or goes under. Inhale to spread the fingertips wide, wide apart. Exhale, relax your neck. Let your next inhale bring a little ease. Bend that front knee, come on back up into your warrior two. Bring your toes to face the right, so the toes are facing the same direction, and then step the feet together towards the front of the mat. That step is easier, I think, when the toes are facing the same way. So let's go ahead, shift, send the weight over the right foot, then the left, then the right, and now the left knee is gonna come up. It's gonna swing around like you're opening a door, and then send the knee back and the heel back, and now you're in warrior two. We're not in a place where this is a boot camp. You find it. Take a moment to find it. Change where the hips are. Take those ribs and lift them. Find a floating rib and lift from there. Take the big inhale in to bring the arms up overhead. Exhale, arms out to the horizon. Relax the shoulders, relax in, relax everything. Inhale to straighten but not lock that front knee. Inch the back hand, heel in. Start to reach forward with the right fingertips, like you're gonna catch something. Like you've got, in the left hand, you've got the creamer, and in the right hand, you've got the coffee. Drop the head to the shoulder. This triangle, see if you can feel the lift in it. See if the breath makes you feel buoyant and floating. exhale to relax. Let that front knee bend a little. Inhale back into your warrior two. Toes point same direction. Feet step together. We'll come back to the front. It's our, we're coming down to the ground. Last chance to shake it out, so go ahead. There will be no extra charge for additional shaking. It is included. Let's take a big inhale in. Feel the ribs fan out. Belly button draws towards spine so that that length lifts your hands up. Exhale, palms float together. Come down over your heart. Hips go first back, then sink into your standing squat. Heart is up, chest is up, collarbones bloom, finding the sun, like a sunflower. And then the knees start to bend a little more, the hips drop. Exhale to pour the torso forward out of the hips and come down into forward fold. Bring the feet a little wider apart if you like, and you can give yourself a little sway. Sometimes if the feet are further apart, you have a little more room to do that. You could touch your opposite elbows. You could have your hands on blocks. Little sway, little careful treatment of the back. Knees can stay bent. And then bend your knees as much as you like. Bring your fingertips towards the floor. Maybe you like to walk your fingertips, spider walk them over to the right ankle, spider walk them over to the left ankle. And then we're gonna step back. If you love downward dog and you wanna take a little moment here, go ahead. Bend the elbows, drop the head. But if your shoulders or your hands aren't loving it, we're gonna come to a seated position, so you could just come out ahead. Again, nobody is here to see what you're doing, but what if you did whatever felt best? What if you thought that a child would feel best to you right now? Maybe that's where you feel the greatest. Maybe, and I offer this to you, maybe you want to come down to the belly, have the feet behind you. Maybe what you're craving is a pigeon. Maybe you are allergic to pigeon. Maybe just the best thing for your back is a cat and dog. We're going to do a few minutes here. Let it be the thing that you like best. If pigeon is what you like best, bring the left knee to the left wrist. Send the float back. Take that right leg as far behind you as you can. Look up, chest is up, or you float down. You can put your left hip on the ground, find a deer pose. Whatever is the best thing to feel right now. And maybe that is pigeon and maybe it's not. Let your body tell you what is best. You hear that wind blowing outside, feel the rain. Let that be enough. Wherever you are, take a big deep breath in. Exhale. Let go. You can come back into table and switch that pigeon. Maybe you like to make a little change in how it looks. Maybe you like to do that on your back, where you have your, let's say, right ankle over your left thigh below the left knee. You can bring the knee in or not. Can you find a place here that is just gentle? Take a deep, big breath in. Open your mouth, let it go. If you remained in cats and dogs, how much more fun could your spine be having now than that? Go ahead and return to a seated position. It's nice to have that blanket if you have one. One of the nice things about doing stuff at home is that you find out just how many blankets are on the back of your couch right now. Could be a lot. Take bound angle if that is cozy for you. If blocks would make it more cozy, go ahead. Let's start by bringing the heart up. Like the heart lifts like that hot air balloon. And then maybe it drifts forward on the breeze, but it's the heart that leads. And then maybe with the heart coming forward, maybe there's a relaxation in here. We could just breathe down into it. Wherever you are, wherever you feel good, maybe you like to, because you're at home and you can do this, maybe you like to rest your elbows on your ankles and let your chin fall into your cupped hands. Or maybe you just want to take all tension out of your neck. Let your next inhale be big. Let your next exhale be complete. Let go of something. Some expectation, some need, some something. Inhale lifts you up. Slow. You came in slow. Why don't we leave slow too? Take the right leg, send it out in front. And I'm going to take a little twist here. So first lengthen the spine. And then without having to have your toes be any part of this, let's take the right hand to the right knee, maybe a little ahead of it, maybe a little behind it. Then let's take the left hand front up to bring the ribs up, and then maybe it goes to the corner. And you could look over that arm, but maybe that doesn't even feel good. Maybe you leave your nose right over your sternum. And if it would feel really nice, you could go ahead and let those right fingertips start to walk down the right leg. It might feel really gentle and supportive to keep a little tiny bend in that right leg. And maybe you like to move forward a little bit with the hand, and maybe you don't. Maybe you had the perfect twist higher in the back. Just find something that feels really good and keep it. Inhale to bring space between the ribs and the vertebra. Exhale to relax. Let go of tension in the arms. And we're going to curl, swirl back to the front. Switch out the feet so you can come back into bound angle, just to let the sit bones ground you to the earth, lift the chest, lift the collarbones. Let's send the right foot out. So left hand on the left leg, maybe in front of, maybe behind the knee. Little bend in that knee, probably feels decent. Bring the right arm front, up, feel all the space. To the side and back, maybe a little diagonal. Where does it feel good? Inhale, lifts the collarbones, the crown of the head. Exhale for relaxing. Maybe your left fingertips want to walk out a little further towards the left toes. Maybe you just want to hold on to the left toes, and that would feel supportive. Maybe the better twist is higher up. Take a big deep breath for space. Exhale to relax. On your next inhale, maybe the arms float up again, maybe they stay where they are. Exhale back down. Send both feet out in front of you. Maybe hip walk forward a little on your mat. The reason we don't hip walk backwards is because it really will take the pants right off of you depending on fabric and the degree of stickiness of the sticky mat. We're gonna come on down, and it's time to let go of it all, of all the practice of everything. You can let the chest start to fall. Maybe bring the arms way up overhead for a nice stretch. Point the toes, point the heels, point the fingertips. Maybe there's a moment where the knees come into the chest. There's a happy baby where you pull the knees into the armpits. Let the feet be parallel with the ceiling. Maybe a sway. The position, duration, of your shavasana is entirely up to you. You could have the knees up, feet wide. Let the palms face up. Legs straighten, toes drift to the sides. Let go. And just know that when you do something nice for yourself, like practice yoga, when you make that time and space, you are doing something nice for a nice person who adds to the world. Thank you. The light in me sees, recognizes, and bows to the light